video, we look at the self-sponsorship and skilled worker visas. So my name is Nisra Shahin. I am a business consultant and immigration advisor at Immigration Connection. Here I have a chart to show the self-sponsorship process, but this chart is actually applicable to typical sponsorship license plus skilled worker visa type of application project life cycle. So before we dive deep into this process, first let me define the self-sponsor. Who is self-sponsor and what is this? And people just find it a bit confusing because they think this is a new type of visa, but it is not. Self-sponsorship is a method. It is an approach. It is actually a scenario. In this scenario, the applicant of the skilled worker visa category is actually being sponsored by a company in which they are a shareholder. So to put it in another word, in another way, it is the skilled worker visa applying for the skilled worker visa application, submitting a visa application, either a partner in the business or owner of the business. Where does this come into play? When the investors invest in a business and this business requires them to join the company and take over some of the responsibilities, let's say as CEO of the business or owner of a restaurant, a cafe, or if there's like an operational directorial responsibilities and they want the owner or partner abroad investing in the business to join the company, then the company can go ahead and issue a certificate of sponsorship to bring that person to fill that role, that seat in the business. However, if there is no sponsorship license in the company, if the company is not registered as a sponsor with the Home Office, then they cannot issue the certificate of sponsorship and they cannot hire that person because they first need to register as a sponsor. So genuine vacancy arises and it is time for the sponsorship license application. Before sponsorship license application, there is something to take care of. The company needs a sponsorship management system. This sponsorship management system is similar to an HR department, but it is created solely for the purpose of fulfilling the duties of sponsor in relation to this skilled worker employment. It could be one person coming in, it might be more than one person. Maybe the company will be hiring different skilled workers at different stages of the journey of this growth, acceleration, maybe expansion. Maybe they will start open new branches and find more investors. So we don't know what the business's future plans are, but the good news is that every company obtains this sponsorship license once and register as a sponsor once, and they maintain their relationship. They fulfill these duties, they fulfill the responsibilities, and they can continue to issue certificate of sponsorship following the rules and procedures. Once this sponsorship management system is established, they then go ahead and apply for sponsorship license by providing the supporting evidence relevant to that application and filling an application form. Look at the essential roles I described in this chart. First one is authorizing officer, second one is level 1 user, and third one is key contact. So authorizing officer is the person who is responsible for monitoring and overseeing the whole operation of the sponsorship management system. And this person actually assigns roles and appoints the users into other roles. Second person is the level 1 user. Level 1 user is the one who is using the system. They are maintaining the system. They are making the changes, updates, issuing certificates. And the third one is the key contact. The key contact fulfills the role of the communication officer for that system, and they keep in touch with the Home Office. They monitor the correspondence. The good news is that you don't have to hire different people for each position. One person, if they fit the criteria of the three different roles, they can actually fulfill this position. One person can fulfill these roles. So you will be needing these names and some documentation from these people at the stage of applying for sponsorship license. Sponsorship license documentation is not too crowded, too much information, but for an established business, if there are some missing points and improvements needed, we always advise our clients beforehand, before moving into that stage, and we want every employer to make sure that everything is finely prepared and structured in the way the Home Office would want to see. And it is sometimes I see that those applications are being submitted with very minimal, following the minimal requirements, but without not much explanations into the nature of employment and hiring and business's vision and like objectives in this hire. Then I think the sponsorship license application can be quite messy at that in that scenario, and Home Office can always come back to the sponsor and ask potential sponsor and ask for further evidence, and also want to meet the owner or authorizing officer to kind of question and find answers to their questions and understand if there are some discrepancies in the application file. So they want to understand what exactly is needed, and if the vacancy is genuine, if the company, with all the structures and processes, if the company will be able to handle the responsibility of a sponsor. This is what Home Office wants to make sure before registers the company as a sponsor and gives you the license. So once you receive that sponsorship license, the company can issue the certificate of sponsorship, again following the rules and procedures. It's a bit complicated at that stage because of course some of these answers will be already explored in the sponsorship license application process, but each certificate of sponsorship issuing stage must be very carefully executed, because sometimes there are mistakes being done, and rectifying those errors might be quite time consuming. So certificate of sponsorship should be in the right format with the right information, and it should be in line with all the requirements, with the appropriate job, appropriate salary, to the right person, the information is correct, the type of cost is correct. And once the certificate of sponsorship is ready, the skilled worker who is going to applying from within the UK or outside the UK can go ahead and book their application, fill their form and book the biometric enrollment and submit their skilled worker visa application. They can include their dependents at this initial application stage, or they can actually bring the dependents after they come to the UK when everything is ready. Sometimes some families prefer to come afterwards, so the main applicant comes first, or some families decide that there is no barriers to migrate, relocate together. Then it would be best to include the whole family in the initial application, because this would save time, stress, and lots of days of separation. So skilled worker visa process would be very straightforward if the previous stages have been done correctly and all the information has been prepared and reflected on the certificate of sponsorship in the right way. So in this video, I just wanted to give you this example scenario, like a chart to show you the overview of the process. If you are looking for initial consultation. We offer a free consultation, either as a self-sponsor planning to migrate to the UK or invest in a business in the UK, or if you are an employer looking for sponsorship, license, advice and consultancy, or if you are a skilled worker, you can book those first free consultations. So we listen to you and implement a pre-screening for your eligibility. So get in touch with us, find that link and send us a message. We will get back to you as soon as possible. Apart from that, please feel free to drop your questions in the comments. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Bye now.